this now. You know, don't give me Rebel Ridge when there's movies like The Substance out there this year. Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, Dennis Quaid. But, you know, had a horrible... That's the only reason I could put up with him in this film is because he was true to life, so disgusting a person.
I have to give people what they want. That's what keeps the shareholders happy.
But this was one hell of a film, directed by Coralie Forget. Blew my mind. Very much sort of like Cronenberg-esque, the whole body dysmorphia thing, you know, body horror. Demi Moore, for me, giving the performance of a lifetime, even though she's been going so long. Loved her years ago. Grew up with her, really, when she was in everything and she was, like, on top. And now she comes back with something like this, and it's like, this is how talented this woman is. She's fucking acing it in her early 60s, you know, in a movie that's right up there. This is like, you know, I think it ticks a lot of boxes. It's a big sort of like theatre filler. It's got box office power, but it's also got a massive message, got something to say, got great performances, very original, like a Black Mirror episode, but, you know, Hollywood budget. I loved it. I thought it was like, blew my mind. And I don't always go for things like this, you know. I mean, can you even say that? Because it's quite original. Are there things like this? But you know what I mean. I'm not a massive Cronenberg guy, but really this was like, I thought it was so spot on. Such a great film.
It was, and it's interesting. I think there is films like this. There is body horror and films that go in this direction. For example, I thought the end sequence, like the last 20 minutes, reminded me of Men, which we covered last year or the year before.
I don't know if we did cover it. Did we cover it? Did we cover Men? I thought I think we just reacted to a trailer for it. We never actually talked about it afterwards. We did personally, but not on the pod. But I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's basically, and I don't know what to make of the ending, if I'm honest. It almost leapt into Little Shop of Horrors territory, slightly.
Substance now.
The Substance,
okay.
yeah.
I was just checking we weren't still talking about Men, but yeah, okay. Little Shop of Horrors, love it.
But powerful, what it's talking about. I thought the whole arc of the film was very interesting. It's very clever. It's got a lot to say about, desire of women or the imposition from above of women to look better and
beauty standards,
and fitter, and all of that, especially in Hollywood and all these different things. Obviously, Dennis Quaid and all his cronies in it are very much the representation of, and they're leering at them and all disgusting.
Yeah.
So and that's really interesting. Obviously, the kind of outlet of the whole thing is it's a drug that they take. It creates two versions of themselves, and but they must swap every week as a whole mechanism. And you got this conflict between the original older woman, the Demi Moore, and the younger one, and about who wants to still exist, kind of thing.
Even though they're consistently told you are one, you are both one.
You are one. Yes, it's a very symbiotic, organic relationship between the two, right? They rely on
this is the deeper meaning of the film, is the duality, and how that we always feel 18, even though we grow old and we get to you're 60, but how many times you hear people say it, I'm still 18 in my head, and this is basically talking about that as well, this idea of still wanting to always be young, youth worship, the youthful us inside the old us, that, when you look in the mirror, that great scene where she just can't go out because she's dissatisfied with her makeup or her clothes, or she keeps coming back and back, and it's like, that for me was the key scene in the movie, because it was like, this is really what we're getting at here.
Exactly. That is like the sentient being at the heart of the movie, isn't it? Of like, this is what it's about. It didn't even need everything else to say it, but everything else adds layers on top.
Many things, yeah.
But it was great, and I thought it was an assault on the senses at times. Especially there's some very violent sequences in the flat and stuff, which are like, fucking hell, this is brutal. This is really, but it was very necessary. I felt it was a real kind of hitting you
Yeah.
as it needed to.
It wasn't gratuitous. It was definitely
No.
part of the whole narrative, but that's beating up on yourself, literally beating up on yourself. It was deep, man. It was a deep film, a feminist film, a brave film, and also, just on that base level can apply to, appeal to horror fans and people who just like a bloody good, what the was that sort of movie,
Yeah.
Thanks very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. The best way to support this channel is by dropping us a like and subscribing. Other ways to support us include buying me a coffee and Patreon. This video was sponsored by funkyt-shirts.co.uk. Check out their website for a full range of awesome t-shirt designs. You can find all the links in the description.